All right, so I am going to sew on these zipper tabs and then I'm going to get started making the clutch bags. All right, so I'm going to start by sewing up a slip pocket. And I'm just going to sew up the slip pocket, and I actually want it to be, so it'll be two pockets in the inside of the bag. So what I'm going to do first, I actually want to trim this down just a little bit. It was a little uneven. I was eyeballing it when I was cutting it. I don't want to trim out too much because I still have to sew it. Alright. So I have this folded with the right side spacing, and I'm just going to sew. I'm going to leave like a little small opening right here, and I'm going to sew from here and then down, and then from here and then down. I'm using about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. trim my corners here. Trim my seam allowance down. I'm going to turn this to the right side and press it. Alright, so I'm going to go press this, and I'm going to press the seam allowance to the inside as well. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to top stitch down this edge, making sure to close up that seam allowance. Right, and I'm going to fold this in half to get the center. And you all remember my video on my seam press? Here's my little seam press. You can also take this to the ironing board and iron it. I am going to attach my pocket to one of my lining pieces. Just gonna pin it together. All right. So now I'm just gonna, I kind of eyeballed it, but make sure you do it the proper way. I've done several videos adding a slip pocket. And I'm just gonna sew down the sides, across the bottom, and the other up the other side, and then I'm gonna go back and sew down this center again. I see my line a little crooked, but that's okay. You don't want to sew across the top because then you'll sew your opening closed. Right, now I'm going to sew down this line again. All right. Right, now you got two pockets in your lining. So the size of the clutch I'm making is 13 by 10. There's no specific reason why I made it that size. I just made it that size. I'm not sure what this pocket is. Honestly, I eyeballed this pocket when I cut it. Right, so now that I have all that, I can go ahead and put my clutch together. All right, so this is going to be the front of my clutch bag, and it has the Thermolam that you all saw me doing the using my heat press. So it has the Thermolam on the back of it. So this is the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my zipper, I'm going to place it with the zipper pull facing down. I'm going to kind of center my zipper. I'm going to use my clips and clip it in place. Alright. I'm going to sew down this edge. And I'm going to add my lining. My lining is right side facing down. Right. And I'm going to clip this. My arm's probably in the way. Sorry about that. All right, now I'm going to sew down that edge. Alright, so you open it up and you make sure the zipper is facing up. You could take this to the ironing board, give it a good press. But it's laying down pretty flat already. I am going to trim off some of this zipper tab. Did y'all watch the zipper tab video? Now that you can answer me. You could in the comments, but not right now. Alright, now I'm just going to top stitch down this edge. And now I'm going to add the other side to the other side of the zipper. The other side is denim. Just trying something different. That's why the zipper tabs are denim. I guess I could have did the zipper tabs in the African print. That would have been cute. So I'm just going to clip this in place. Alright. Hopefully my battery doesn't go out, or I run out of room on my SD card. That is happened a couple of times. Taking my lining, placing it face down, right side. And this is a prototype. I'm just kind of trying something out. I think I might try it also with some of that black faux leather that I showed y'all. And come to think about it, I think that's what my plan was, because I didn't have a backing for this. So I think I was supposed to, I was waiting on my faux leather. Was the reason why I didn't have a back for this one. Oh well. You can experiment with denim. Cut off this zipper tab. Alright, I'm going to sew down this edge and top stitch just like I did the other side. I'm placing with right side spacing, and my 2 lining pieces with right side spacing. Right now, when you're doing this, make sure that your seam here make sure everything is going down towards the lining. Mine is very thick right here because of the zipper tab, but I'm not sewing over the zipper tab. I left a little seam allowance there. It's not as quite as big as I want it, but it's okay. That's the thing with working with denim. Yep, I gotta make sure my seam allowances are bigger next time. I'm just gonna clip all the way around. I'm gonna leave an opening in my lining. If you've watched any of my bag making videos, I think you've seen this part on several occasions. And I'm going to sew around, making sure I leave that opening in the lining. Make sure you leave it big enough. When I first started making bags, and I even do it now, I always, sometimes, not always, my opening is not big enough. So make sure your opening is big enough to turn it, especially when you're working with heavyweight fabrics like denim and faux leather. Cork is pretty easy, but I still would say make sure you leave that a good opening. Cotton cloth is pretty easy to get through, especially denim and faux leather. I'm sewing with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Hi guys, so my battery died towards the end of the video, so you all didn't get to see me turn the bag to the right side and put the lining on the inside of the bag. But here's the finished bag. This is the front, and the back is denim. And after I made it, I realized I was waiting on that faux leather that I talked about in my other video. I wanted to put black faux leather on the back instead of this denim, but that's fine. But yeah, this is the finished bag. The inside has the lining that's the same as the outside of the bag. And then I put that pocket in there. But yeah, I like it. I am still going to make it, because I want to sell these on my store once I get my store up and running. Opening another store, I know. Okay, so really quickly, I have been avoiding opening up a Shopify store because it's like $29 a month, and I've been looking for cheaper options, and I'm sure there are cheaper options out there. I've tried a lot of different online stores. Anywho, I finally just broke down and started a Shopify. I did the back end, that part is done. I'm designing with the theme, so I'm putting up my products and things like that. So I want this with black faux leather on the back. I want to sell that in my store. So yeah, here's the finished bag. All right. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I post a new video. All right, I'll see you in my next video.